Can you hear me? Can you see me? Do you like my beard? Oh, Mikey's here. Eads. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, mate, how are you? This beard is very hot. Here he is. Let's go. I need to pull this down to drink my gin, so. Wow, I forgot you were in London. How's the trip going? Oh, thank you, Eads. Appreciate it, mate. Alright, we're just going to go. I did my power rankings today for Fox Sports, so I'm going to pull that up now. Give me your thoughts. We'll start this conversation going before we got 45 minutes until Adelaide and Cairns, so. Tell me, did I do wrong this week? Did I do wrong? Too rough on some teams? He's gone. Yes, I can imagine it's quite cold there, mate. Super early, committed, love it. Eads, what are you doing on your Christmas Eve, mate? Michael, I can't tell if everyone's got different handles with their Twitter and stuff, because I know a lot of people on Twitter, and I get so used to their handles, so I'm not sure if your YouTube handles are different. So, Michael, if I comment or frequent with you on Twitter, just let me know your handle, just so I know. So let's run through the power rankings first, all right? So I've obviously got Adelaide this week as number one. We all know why. They're the best team in the comp at the moment, considering they've been doing this without Nick Rakasevich, however you want to pronounce it. Let's have a look at their schedule. So the overtime loss to Sydney was pretty brutal, but that's just two finals teams going at it, which is good insight. And then we've got the surprisingly the only 6-point win against Illawarra. That was shocking considering there's no Tyler Harvey and JaVale McGee. But cheers, Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. If you're finishing work and stuff, I finished work, so I'll be done for the next couple of days. So we've got Adelaide first, South East Melbourne Phoenix. Am I talking about? Of course, Michael. Sorry, dude. I thought you were actually someone else. Michael. South East Melbourne Phoenix. I would like people to. Can you put emojis in this? Just comment if you agree. Them releasing Hunter Maldonado to get Ian Clark was a good move, or was it a poor move? I think it was pretty rough for Hunter. But you can't deny Ian Clark is a championship-winning player. Yeah, good question, Eads. I think I'd like to see some momentum going. They just got to get wins at home. I'm pretty sure they loss away from breaking a home record. I think their worst ever in a season is 7 home losses, and I think right now they're 2-7. So if they lose this round at home, they set a awful new record. But I think they're starting to click. Scott Ross is a good enough coach to get the best out of him. I'd like to see a bit more out of David Johnson, but he's come back from injury. I feel like he hasn't had enough time to gel with the team. And some other teams would probably have let him go by now, to be honest, but Scott Ross is patient with his players. Yeah, okay, so the Ian Clark is obviously people are I agree. I think he's a great player in that. When I was speaking to King, he said he wanted a point guard, pure point guard. So I don't think Ian Clark's a pure point guard, but he's a good enough ball handler to carry the load for him. And, alongside Sobey, Glover, it's a championship winning move. So, and he lives and dies by the three. So we'll see how we go there. I believe they are still looking for another guard. But I think they're going to elevate DP, but don't hold me to that. But now that they've got Clark, I think they're going to elevate a DP just to replace Gordrock Gak, who's obviously off to China. So what's our predictions for Adelaide and Cairns? Is it just going to be another Bryce Cotton 40-plus point win? Or because last time they played, it was actually... Let's have a look. AIDS. This is a good one. Feels like Roth is setting up the Jackies for a long-term success with the build of that team, including the imports. I agree. Tiger Campbell's one that I'm just like, he seems to be so hit and miss, but I thought he'd do better off the bench, but then he came out against United and just dropped 20 and 6 against them. So what the hell do I know? But David Johnson, again, like I said before, I wish he has more time. And Bryce Hamilton's Bryce Hamilton. That guy has some of the best handles I've ever seen. And his shooting style is so jerky. It's like it's not smooth at all. So I'm actually shocked every time he swishes it. But he's been one of the better imports in a season that's been pretty. It's just fluctuated so much. Like, I've never seen a season where in a lot of FIBA basketball as well, unless it's like Puerto Rico or China, the turnover is high. So yeah, it's good that he's been the outlier and he's actually performed. He's been up there. He's probably a top 3 new imports easily, which just makes it all more shocking that Derek Rucker didn't have him in his top 15. So, but it's all opinionated. It's all subjective. We've all got different opinions. So let's go back to the power rankings. This week I put Sydney Kings in 3rd. They are the best defensive team currently. I think they're the 3rd best offensive team. But if you want to move it from post FIBA break, they are the number 1 offensive team and the number 2 defensive team. Kendrick Davis is just finally clicking. I really was worried that he would not, start averaging those numbers he did in Adelaide. But he seems like he's maturing with the Sydney Kings under Gorgian, which is good. And then Melbourne United, I don't know what's going on with them. They're conceding so many threes. They are the worst team in the league. So any team that plays them is just going to lick their lips when it comes to 3-point shooting. Which is it's just frustrating. Shea Ili being out, he's just for a 3rd time injured now. He had the concussion, the hamstring. And then you got Chris Golding, who looks to be currently sick. So this is one from Michael. Agree on the Kings. Is there a chance to get Kelly back? I don't think so, because they were pretty adamant that he was gone for the season, but I haven't checked up on it lately. So last I heard, he was not going to play a single minute. And but I did hear that Jason Spurgeon is potentially, he could come by before finals, which is just another big body. But I actually think Hunter Goodrick's been playing quite well for him though. Pretty serviceable minutes for an NBL1 guy. Doesn't get like 10 minutes a game, but he does his role well. He's a big body. So I think he's done his job pretty well. I've been screaming for them to utilize that last import spot, which they're not going to do. They've proven they don't need it. Matthew Dellavedova, I'm pretty sure he's on because he was out injured, he's on like a 7-game win streak now. With the Kings, doesn't need, like I mentioned in my article I wrote today, he doesn't need to put up the stats. His presence and his leadership on that team just makes it all different. Stuff you can't put on a stat sheet, really. And Kendrick Davis is just thriving. This is the reason why they paired these two together, which is just unreal. Yeah, this is a big one. Their bench is just unreal. So looking at the stats from that game, everyone scored, and it was just a total beatdown. It's like the worst defeat for a team I've seen in a long time, but that's just Cairns Taipans. So Lua Thawan, Gok Malawal, Guatnoy, Bruce, everyone. Good to see the young guys get their time to shine and get some points on the board. Tyler Robinson, he's been one that's just, he's always ready. He looks like, I think he looks like Ed Sheeran a bit, even though he's blonde. I just get that look off him. But he just is a guy who's just ready. Like, as they say, like, you know, the experts say, plug and play kind of guy. He's just always ready. Just looks like a really cool guy, really chill, and just ready to come off the bench. And then he puts in the 14 points, which is just great. So Kings are flying. Let's go down to let's talk about Perth Wildcats. What does everyone think about their season? They've been the most interesting team. Like, I'm pretty critical of them on Twitter, just because I like taking the piss out of it, like Mark Arena and stuff a bit. You have a bit of fun. Don't mean anything personal by the stuff I say, but I do. You know, if you do stupid things, in my opinion, I think people are allowed to vent, and especially the fans as well. I think the fans have been through it a lot. It's a broken record at this stage. Letting Bryce Cotton go was the worst mistake in basketball management history. And then missing out on Yanni Wetzel, and then, you know, the only reason they're paying JLA $1 million is because they had no other choice. So he was, I agree with that, Michael. So Michael says, can't see them winning 3 to 5 game series on their night. They can be as good as any. Need Jaron back, yeah. So after that Scott Roth comment was saying he's the best player in the league, there have been a couple of experts on Twitter coming on and saying that they agree with him, they take him over Bryce Cotton, which I don't agree with. I think it's just recency bias. If Doolittle, no one was talking about Doolittle as the best player in the league prior to that game, and then he exploded for 30 points and then did that. But prior he was averaging 5 points and was looking awful. So I think it's just, you know, coming off a big game, everyone's a bit hyped up about him. You take Bryce Cotton a million times over Christian Doolittle, but I do see their reasoning. Christian Doolittle is one of the best players in the league. Eads, I do. I like David Duke Jr. as well. I think he's more complimentary than Mason Jones. Although, to defend Mason Jones, I wish they gave him more time. I think he's another one they just rushed to get. Brought him over. He had a week and a half to get ready and implement himself. And, you know, as fans, we just look at the player on their performance and on the paper, and then we go, oh, they only scored 3 points in 17 minutes. That's a crap debut for an import. But in reality, it's this guy had to fly overseas, settle himself in a new home, new team, doesn't know anyone, real anxiety, and just got to get used to a lot of the imports I speak to, especially on NBL alumni, they're the air and everything when you come from America to Australia, it's a lot different. It's harder to train. And they've got to get used to it, and then they've got to get used to the weather as well. So I think you should give a player at least a month and a half to adjust before you start seeing proper output on their production. Terry Taylor at Brisbane, I was first game, he was shocking, and everyone was just having a go at him. And now he's actually playing really good. I really like watching him play. I think if he wants to stay, I think can stay in the league for a long time. Doolittle is quite a Roth-style guy too. Makes a lot of sense that he would appreciate. Yeah, exactly right. I think Scott Roth knows good players, obviously. If he wants, that's his best player, and that's outside of the Tassie team. That's totally understandable. But I'd have Bryce Cotton any day of the week. But Doolittle is can stretch 1 to 4, and then just take over. I just think he's a bit not mentally weak. I think he can just go missing sometimes when things get a little bit tough. Whereas he needs to step up and be that leader, and like he did against Tassie, he did that. And look, he just dominated. Um, so let's have a look. Mason Jones is the rebound guy after Bryce. Yeah, exactly right. It's just, I think, I say this a lot of times when I'm talking to people about Perth, everything about the off-season for them was very reactive and not proactive. Everything was done because they failed to do something and not look ahead, and then they're like, oh, we need to sign this player. Like, I think they went balls to the walls trying to get Yanni Wetzel, and then they missed out, and then they're like, well, there's literally only one other big marquee player left, and that's JLA. So, and if we want him, I think JLA is not worth over $1 million. I think he's worth about 700. I pay $750K max for what he gives you. But other than that, no. So, and I think they had no choice. They had to pay up, and everyone was begging for a point guard. They didn't get one. Mason Jones. Now they got Duke Jr. Jaron Riley's been amazing. Did not see that coming. I think the Nepo baby stuff was justified at the start. We can only react to what we see before, in hindsight, we can say now as stupid comments. But even I was saying at the start, I thought it was like, what's going on here? But he's proven to, prove us all wrong. So that's egg on our face there. And then just going to check these starting lineups. Let's have a look. And now we go down to, we've spoken about Tassie. How about the Illawarra Hawks? So I'm still trying to figure out, waiting on some people to get back to me about Tyler Harvey and JaVale. So they're, Sam Brolin coming back, Christmas Day clash against Sydney Kings. That's awesome. I think he'll come straight off the bench and it'll be like 12 minutes, 18 minutes, 22 minutes until he gets back to peak fitness. I wouldn't expect much for him tomorrow night, especially against Sydney Kings. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic between him and JaVale, because I've been saying it for like 2 months in my internal group that I feel like JaVale is... Hey, there he is, Josh Higgins. I'm using your channel. Thank you very much for letting me use it. I just think JaVale is experienced enough, rich enough to not need to stay around at the Hawks all season. I think if stuff gets a little bit bad for them, that's good. Just saying Bull Qual will return tomorrow night for the Christmas clash. That's awesome. Eads will be loving that. But it's a real beard, bro. And then going back to the Hawks, I don't know. That's just my theory. I think JaVale just might be like, I don't need the money. Puerto Rico starting up soon. Like, I'm out of here. Especially if they keep losing. Like, the seasons, they still have time to come back. I'm not sure what everyone else's this theory is. So let's go down to the Breakers. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on the Breakers are. I am so sad for Pedri Koppinen. I like him. I think he's a cool coach. I just don't think I would say that I don't think he's doing a great job with translating his vision to his players. And it's just, I think Isaiah Brockington and Rob Baker have just they've been good players, but not import worthy. Like that, you can't be paying those type of guys import slots. Sorry, just looking at something. So I think they'll be gone. Menega's a free agent. Got to pay him what he wants. EJC, I think he's having a good year. He's a bit down on the points department. I feel like he's shooting more threes, taking less free throws. That could be an aging body thing. Like Michael said, this is like the worst state you could possibly have. You've lost to Brisbane Bull 3 times. Going back to like Isaiah Brockington, I think he's a good player. He's just I feel like he would do a simple layup and then get really smug a little bit and start flexing a bit. Where I'm like, mate, you scored 4 points, you won from 8, and your team's down like 30 points. Just like hone in and relax. I don't know, like it sounds a bit rough, but I feel like he's always got to fight, not fight someone, but he always feels like he's got his back against the wall. He's got to prove himself to people. I'm just waiting. I was hoping he'd get like a 30-point game by now, which hasn't come. What does he say? The Breakers are struggling with some of their squad too. Liafa hasn't been the same guy since that last championship run. And that's another thing. New ownership. They really went balls to the walls on getting local talent, and they didn't get the right local talent. It's all subjective. I thought Isaiah Liafa he came off one of his worst shooting seasons of all time at Sydney Kings, but he's a cheap local, so he's a bit of a 3-and-D guy. But now he's out for the season, which sucks. Obviously, they brought in Ty Webster. Like, it would have been awesome if they started with Ty Webster, Finn Delaney, and they had Yanni Wetzel. That's an expensive trio, but if they could have landed them alongside Sam and Menga as well, that would have been absolutely elite. I'm not sure. I think their season's close to being done. If they can't get some wins this week or like early into the new year, I think Pedri Koppanen's time is coming up. Just because I know there are some people in behind him in the scenes who want to take over, but you'll know who they are. Judd Flavel. So let's move to. We've got 25 minutes until the Cairns game, which is really good. Let's go to the Brisbane Bullets. So they've been one of the most interesting teams this season. I thought, that's good. Yeah. Sorry, just writing this tweet. So Stu Lash gone. Obviously, that was the worst mistake any team could ever have made. I think Josh. Michael knows. Michael's a big Brisbane fan. It's just having a sip. It's just one of those things which pisses me off with management. They choose nepotism. They bring in Ulash because he's friends with the owners. I was reading the announcement when they signed him, and you just read the jargon and the words they use. It's just like you roll your eyes at it because they're saying, the best. It's a classic corporate talk. This is the best season ever. Stu Lash, although he doesn't have experience, he's going to change the game and stuff. And I'm like, everyone raised their eyebrows for a reason. And look where we are now. So we're all proven right. Josh is releasing a Hot Sports article soon that goes into the backstory of the Brisbane owner. It's quite concerning considering this is Brisbane are just one of the many teams on his warpath. He's destroyed other teams in America and the UK. So this is nothing new. But when it comes out, really read what Josh writes because it's a pretty big read, but it's really good, very informative, and it just goes to show these decisions go beyond basketball. It isn't as simple as fire this coach. He was hired because money related things, or he knew someone. This is deep-seated issues. And he says, considering Paul Henare and Chase Buford were interested at the time, what original team could have done with the proper leadership? See, that's another thing. I spoke to Paul Henare last week on the phone, and he said exactly he was interested at the time, but now he's with Nagasaki Valka. So it's just, why would he? He's earning good money. Olsen gets to coach, Gerald Brantley and Young Jung Lee, alongside Motomayor and stuff. So like, why would he want to come back? He said he will eventually come back, but to Brisbane, like, who would want to go there right now? Like, the ownership's insane. And the players should get no blame for this. Like it's all just hearsay, but I'd understand if Freeman Liberty left originally because of Stu Lash, and then he came back because he's bad for his resume, obviously. It's not a good look if you're leaving a team. So he wants to come back and finish things. But like, the whole season, we were just talking about Stu Lash, like, what is going on here? It's just the part that pisses me off. It wastes the fans' time and money. They spend money on their season tickets, courtside seats and everything, and this season is now a write-off. So they've just not wasted money. They're still there to support the players and everything. And it's good to watch basketball. Any chance of a top six again is null and void because the greedy owners and nepotism is just, they want to put their mates in a role that they're not qualified for, and so the fans have to be the ones of that. So that's the TED talk on that one, without sounding too brutal. And what Michael said, it's rinse and repeat. Lash back to the front office, like, cool. Like, it's where he belongs, but it's a long issue. It's happening for several years. So yes, they should do it right now. There is no chance they're not going to make any dent in this season. Give the young guys a run. Give the imports a run. Just let it balls to the walls. Darryl McDonald, he looks in that post-match courtside. What was it? The interview with Darryl McDonald. 30 seconds of him talking. I got more insight from that than I did the entirety of every post-match press conference with Stu Lash. Anthony, how you going, mate? And that's the part that really bugs me. Is like, Darryl McDonald's he's got a really good mind, and he's proven that. They got the win. They all looked. I'd never seen the Brisbane bench look so ecstatic and positivity and everything. So that was really good. So let's move on. We're nearly down to the bottom. Let's go to the Cairns Taipans, because this is one that's like drives me insane. 36. Oh, let's just do this first. So 36 is win tonight, and by Joe Kutch, which I'm pretty sure he means by how much. I think I don't want to disrespect Cairns because they kind of got their full lineup back. Like, I know Rainy Smith's still out, but I think at home, coming off that awful loss to Sydney Kings. I hope Adelaide go into this, and they got Nick Rakocevic back, so I hope Adelaide go into this just being like, it's a finals match, let's just like do this percentage, let's just kill them. It could be a pretty disgusting evening. Cotton, 30 points. I'd be shocked if anything less than 20-point win. I'd be pretty disappointed with that. So Flynn Cameron starting, Isaac starting, we got Cotton, Troy Brown, and Zion Cheatham, and then Cairns got Mohaf King, Jack McVeigh, Andrew Andrews, Sam Waterberg, and Kieran Galloway. So pretty standard starting five. And we'll go to this player. I'll put him up in a sec. I think this guy has been the most disappointing new imports this season. Let's see if we can get him up. Here he is, Admiral Schofield. I had him at 4 of the best new imports this season. Enjoy, Anthony. I had him. I had such high hopes for him, and I think he's carrying a little bit of a hip injury and everything. So, but before that, most of the season, he's so disappointing. Doesn't throw his body around enough down low. He just really settles for that 3-point shot. So he'll be an absolute write-off. It wouldn't shock me if he's not there by the end of the season. They just cut ties with him just because maybe it's a mutual thing. Yeah, I agree, Michael. I thought he was going to be amazing too. I thought he was going to. I had his stats at 20 points, 7 rebounds. Because based on his history and his G League and his NBA, he can definitely do that. But I don't know. And then this comes down to why is this an Adam Ford thing? I've spoken to people and they don't think Adam Ford's a very good offensive-minded coach, which proves, the stats don't lie. They support that. So yeah, it's just interesting. I'm not sure what the go is with what their future is. They spent all this money in the off season. They got rid of Ford because he wanted to pursue stuff overseas. They brought him back. And they're just like Brisbane. It's weird. And now they're just back to square one. Last season's team was actually statistically better. Like Darren Armstrong, Pedro Bradshaw, Tanner Groves, obviously Sam Bordenberg. I don't get it. It's just underlying issues that I'm not, some should just be left, for people to figure out themselves, but it's just constant. So I'd be pretty shocked if Adam Ford's back next year. Bigger question: does the G League translate to NBL? I'm questioning it more and more. Yeah, I don't think it's guaranteed. It's a player by player thing. Some players just do not adapt, or they're not willing to adapt. But it can come down to so many different things. It can be their role, their coach's expectations on them, what they need to do in this team specifically. Like they don't have as much freedom. Like when I was speaking to Tanner Groves the other day, I said and I really believe this, that if he was back at another team in the NBL and got 15 field goal attempts a game, played 30 minutes, he'd be a solid 20-10 guy. Like I would not doubt that at all because he's dominating Japan. But he's just under that circumstance with Cairns and Adam Ford and stuff. That was not his role. They didn't require that of him. Yeah. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So if you really want more of them, more than happy to do it. I'm trying to get Justin Robinson next. He's pretty adamant that he wants to reveal some stuff with the Illawarra Hawks, not in a positive way either. So I'd love to know what those stories are. And I think I'm going to try and get Jacob Wiley as well. I think he'd be a good one. But any players you want, I'll try and reach out to them and speak to them, and if they want to do it. I've really enjoyed it. I thought Antonius Clinton was really good. Yeah, let's go to another import. We've got about 15 minutes till the game starts. I'll remove that. This is another import where I'm like, you're a bit not what I thought you'd be. Here is... Troy Brown Jr. What's your own thoughts? Not a guy I thought would be averaging those stats, but he's on a winning team, so can't complain too much. But yeah, it's just I thought he'd be doing a little bit better than what he's doing for a guy who's played alongside LeBron James in the NBA. But 5.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 2.4 assists. Just not what I expected. I wish he got a bit more shots up, but again, you're playing on a team with Bryce Cotton, Cheatham, Humphreys. So leading up into this match, we'll see how it goes tonight. I'm really keen to see how he goes up against Cairns. I'm pretty sure, has he played a Cairns yet? He's played Cairns once and got 9.7 rebounds. I agree. Another guy, he's only played, he's only played 8 games in the NBL, so he's only been here just over a month. So like I said before, the guy just might be taking his time. He could just all of a sudden just snap and just become an absolute weapon. But it's just hard. There's only so many mouths. There's so many mouths to feed and only so many shots he can take. So he'll have a big game. He hasn't scored. His highest score is 10 points. I'm quite positive before the end of the year he'll have a 20-point game. And then this is from Jaden. Welcome, Jaden. How are you, mate? Just going to sip my gin first before I answer that question because I'm thirsty. All right, back to it. Do you think the Breakers can still make the top 6 going to be hard after losing 5? Nah. I like the Breakers. I've got time for them. They're still 7th. They're only they're 2 games behind right now of Tasmania Jack Jumpers. The issue is Illawarra's behind them, and Illawarra have 2 games in hand, so they need to find something. It's just, yeah, the rosters. I feel sorry for PJC and Sam Menenga. They're just not rotting away, but they just need a different game plan because Rob Baker is just. He is really frustrating to watch sometimes because he does. I swear, 99% of the time, for me, every time I'm watching, he's always got his hands up in the air, like, "Oh, what did I do? What's happening?" Because he's done some really, really bonehead fouls. Stretch big, not a great defender, can get outrun so quickly. Not strong for a guy his size, not strong enough. Length, can get some blocks, and like I said, he's probably one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. But just what you get on the other end of defensive end, he like Coach Cobb just looks so frustrated sometimes when the calls, the plays he makes. So I'd honestly, out of all the new imports and stuff, I thought he's probably the most deserving to be released first. Not that I advocate for any import to be released. I think they should all get a proper amount of time. But like if Mason Jones gets released after 5 games, Rob Baker, come on, like he should have been released by now. But different team, different scenario, different situation. So that's how it is. So leading into Christmas and stuff. So I'll be watching tonight's game and putting on a Christmas movie and stuff. And Mrs. Pleb is in Sydney, so I get the chill here for the night. So now we've got 10 minutes until the Adelaide game. I'm just trying to think who's going to the last matchup together, because it's actually pretty close, I'm pretty sure. But that is what it is. So the week's actually looking pretty good for this round. So we've got obviously today's game, and then we've got the Christmas clash, which is really cool. I did an article on this. The NBL asked to do one just to hype it up a bit. And this is the 4th year. Kings have lost 2 out of 3. Illawarra have won the last 2. So I think it's great. I think the Christmas Day games are absolutely awesome for the league. The only sport going on in Australia at the time. So, I think that's huge for the league, which is fantastic. And then we got Sydney Illawarra. Let's just quickly go through the round, and we'll get our predictions. I'm going to say my predictions, and then we'll finish up because the game's starting soon. We'll do this again another time, maybe a New Year's one or stuff. I'm more than happy to do it. It's a lot easier than recording and then posting that stuff, which is good. So Cairns, we're going to go Adelaide. Yeah, I agree, dude. Yeah, 100%. I'd love to go to one. I want to go to one next year, I reckon. I'm based in Melbourne, so I just got to fly over. But I actually will be in Sydney next year for Christmas, so I actually might go to this game. Eid, you can buy me a beer. Thank you very much. So Adelaide, Cairns. Adelaide by 20. Sydney, Illawarra. I'm going to go Sydney. Closer than I think. I just don't. You shouldn't sleep on Illawarra, especially with Froll back. Not that I think he's going to produce a lot. I think his presence is a good motivation for these guys to get up. Tasmania, New Zealand, Tassie, Brisbane, Melbourne. It's so sad to say this, but I actually am a bit concerned. I think Melbourne will win, but I'm just generally concerned, momentum and Darryl McDonald and everything. Brisbane had, and they pushed him last time. But I'm going to go Melbourne, just. Adelaide, Perth, Adelaide. I can't trust Perth. They're so inconsistent. They lose a super game and then they follow it up with they're looking like the greatest team ever. So we'll see what team we get here. Second last one is Tassie, Sem. Got to go to Phoenix, even though it's at MyState Bank Arena. I know Tasmania won last game. I think that was in Ballarat or somewhere. See, what a nice guy. What a legend. Thank you very much, mate. So we're going to go Sem, just. And then Sydney and Brisbane, you got to go Sydney. Again, Brisbane, these teams are getting new coaches. It happens in every sport. They sack a coach and they bring in a new coach and they look like the best team ever. But then it starts, it's curving out and straightening up, and then reality checks in and goes, "Oh, this is why we were, bottom of the team, bottom of the standings." But That's it, guys. We're going to sit down and watch this game. I'll be doing some live tweeting and stuff, so you obviously do your comments and stuff like that. But I enjoyed this. This is cool. I've never done a live stream before, so I had a lot of fun. Enjoy. Have a good Christmas Eve. Have an awesome Christmas Day. Stay safe. Drink safe. Eat safe. Eat the seafood. I'm very excited for the prawns and oysters tomorrow. But yeah, have a beer on me, and all the best, everyone. Michael, enjoy the morning in London, and have a good Christmas Eve morning for you, mate. Peace.